Hello and welcome to Full Send Broadcast Network here tonight with the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series presented by Sim Racer Hub. For all your sim racing needs for your league to keep stats, go to www.simracerhub.com and they'll help you out there getting you set up to upload your league's race results, and that'll keep you updated with all the stats, points, and everything else you need to keep track of for your league. Tonight, joining me in the booth, I got Kevin Croft joining me. How you doing tonight, Kevin?
I'm doing real well. Thanks for having me tonight. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's gonna be different tonight. Is we try to get used to writing 2022 instead of 2021 on everything that we go to jot down.
Yeah, it's always a challenging time of the year, the first couple months, trying to make sure you're getting your dates right, especially on important documents.
Absolutely. Right now, let's go take a look at our pre-race info here presented by Sim Racer Hub. Tonight, these guys are going to be doing 100 laps around this 1.5-mile D-oval shaped Atlanta Motor Speedway. The ambient temperature is 77 degrees. The humidity is 53%, partly cloudy with 2-mile-an-hour winds. They're going to have a stage at lap 45. The caution flag will not be thrown unless it is naturally occurring from an accident. But all in all, the stage does end at lap 45. They have one faster pair out there tonight, 65% fuel load. And about how many laps do you think that is, Kevin, on a 65% fuel load on a full fuel run, if I can talk?
Yeah, earlier my my practice run that I ran here in my truck, actually on a full tank, 100% tank of gas, I ran about 28 laps for an unfortunate incident, but I could have went about another 15 to 16. So I would say about 45 is going to be your time frame on your windows when you're going to see these guys coming to pit road.
Yeah. And as far as this track, how'd the tire wear look for you? Because it looks like the track temp right now, the surface temperature is 104 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot, and this track is very abrasive, so that's going to cause a lot of tire wear, I would think. What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely does. And again, those 28 laps that I ran earlier, I think I had about 38% left of tire wear left on the front right. So it definitely is going to go away. The truck did start to had to start backing it up a little bit more, getting into the corner, or I was going to push up into the wall. So definitely tire wear will play a big factor into this tonight. So we'll see what how they're going to manage that.
Yeah, as that wraps up our pre-race info here with the Full Send Fast Facts presented by SimRacerHub.com. Let's go take a look and see how they fare on the leaderboard here. Right now, Justin Michael, as the checkered flag flies, is the fastest truck on track with a 30.986. TJ Robertson second with a 31.046 as the checkered flag completely flies here in practice. And now we're going to be going over to qualifying. It's going to be 10 minutes. Solo car qualifying here. We're waiting for someone to jump on the pit road. Looks like we got TJ Roberts here in that 11 truck jumping out there. Let's follow along with him for his first lap. Right now, it looks like we have about 6 trucks on track at this moment. As we see TJ Roberts coming off pit road there, up onto the back stretch.
Sure, these guys will have it dialed in a little bit more, but I did have to lift ever so slightly getting into the corner. But if I'm a betting man, these guys are probably holding it wide open getting in there. So hopefully they don't. They can push it pretty hard. We don't get in too much of trouble getting in those corners on these qualifying laps here.
Yeah, and one thing that's going to make it even more interesting here as we watch qualifying is the fact that these guys are going to have to start the race on the tires they qualify on. So it's going to be interesting to see how hard they actually push it, if it's going to make any difference in tire wear for them when they drop the green flag.
Yeah, I'm watching TJ Robinson here. He's actually running this high line. I'm curious. I bet you any money on this next lap, he's going to drop to the bottom and try and run the fast line. So let's see what he does.
As he crosses the line right there, that's going to put him P3 with a 32.161. And you're right. Yeah, it drops all the way down to that white line in turns 1 and 2 there. As we see Dakota Camper go to the top of the field in that 3 machine with a 31.32.5. Dustin Madsen quickly knocks him off that spot with a 31.234, and then Cogswell knocks him off with a 31.224. You see TJ Roberts come across the line there.
Oh, it comes in second.
Goes up to P2.
31.179. Then also you have Dakota Camper taking the top spot at 31.168. Pretty good lap for him there.
Yeah, as we see Justin Michael coming across the line. I believe that was him taking the green flag there.
And Justin Michael actually turned your fastest lap in practice, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how he's going to handle this first, or the second lap technically. Looks like he's taking that same approach here, running the high line, building up enough speed for that second lap.
Now Justin Michael has shown dominance this season with these trucks and in their next gen series on Sunday nights. Comes out to play every weekend as his first lap comes in P9 with a 31.421. Takes it right down to that white line right there.
I think as the race goes on, though, you will see those guys actually start to push up off that white line just to save tires a slight bit.
You see Michael coming out of turn 4 now. Comes across the line.
P1.
Goes up to P1 with that 31.033. Over 1/10 faster than Dakota Camper.
Yeah, he was the only competitor to actually get into the 30-second range in practice, so he's definitely going to be fast for us today.
For sure, as we're watching John J. McIntyre. Oh, as he gooses it a little too hard on the apron there coming off pit road. Going to loop it around and make a little contact with the inside wall. No harm, no foul, though. Gets to reset that truck and try it again.
That's one nice thing about iRacing. If you mess up on your warm-up lap, you can hold the button and start over. So lucky break for him there. Here he comes to try it again. In practice, he turned to 31.171, so look to see him try to better that here on this lap.
And as of right now, we have 3 trucks that have yet to qualify. That's the 98 of Kevin Franks, the 2 of John J. McIntyre that we're looking at right now, and the 91 of Mike Rentz.
Those 2 competitors, I don't know, they might just be waiting to see, go last year, see what everybody does, or they might just elect to not qualify at all and start at the back of the field and just kind of shake it out and see how it plays out.
That's a high possibility. As McIntyre takes his green flag, dives off into turn 1, electing to go ahead and take that low line on the first lap. Oh, as he is loose. Yeah.
That's the one thing. The other thing, too, on that, if you take that high line on that first lap, it does put heat in the tires, so your truck sticks better to that inside line on that second lap.
Well, he definitely has heat in the tires now.
Yeah, that he does. There's plenty of smoke coming out of the back of that car.
But it was a good save, though.
It definitely was. I mean, these trucks, once they get loose like that, it is a big feat to bring them back. So, good driving on his part.
And even with that save right there, it still wasn't that bad of a lap time. Coming across the line with a 32.218.
Oh, this lap here is definitely a lot better so far. See how he handles 3 and 4 here.
Gonna have a good late entry right there to arc the corner. Oh, he's gonna get loose.
He saves it again. No, he doesn't. He breaks the outside wall.
Oh, tough break for the 2 machine of John J. McIntyre. That's gonna disavow that second lap there.
Yeah, pancaked the outside wall of that and messed up the rear end a little bit. He'll get it fixed before the feature here.
Oh, yeah. And as of right now, we still have 2 trucks left to qualify. The 98 of Kevin Franks and the 91 of Mike Rentz. As so far, we've got 10 that have turned a lap. Justin Michael up top right now with that 31.033. Dakota Camper in that 3 machine in second with a 31.168. As we have about 3.5 minutes left in qualifying. We're just waiting for that timer to run out here, or the last two trucks to take their laps.
They just had their drivers meeting, so I don't think that those last two competitors are going to come out and take a lap, but we'll find out here.
So looking at this race here tonight, Kevin, what are you looking to expect out of this race early, and possibly once we get the stage over with, do you expect the intensity to kind of ramp up, or do you expect tire saving mode to still be in effect until we get into the closing laps?
Oh, I definitely think that the tire management is going to be a huge part of this race, especially on long runs. We'll see, hopefully, if they get long runs. If they get shorter runs, we'll kind of obviously might see more people jacking around on the restarts, things like that. But I think definitely after the stage break is definitely when you're going to see people really start to jockeying and try to get up to front and really start to lead this race. So it's definitely going to be interesting for sure, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, as we're looking at the schedule here, tonight we are at Atlanta. Next Saturday on January 8th, we're going to Homestead, which is the last race in the regular season here before we start the 5-race chase here by going to Charlotte, Talladega, Pocono, Bristol, and ending the season on February 12th at Las Vegas. We're going to pull up the points here and show you what it looks like as they run right now before this race. And this is only your top 10 in points right now. Dustin Matson is your current points leader with 366 points. And Justin Michael not far behind with 351. Dakota Camper sitting in third in points with 329. Jamie Lee Dunning is in fourth, 326 points. Christopher Howell has 314, sitting in fifth. Jonathan Cogswell in sixth with 303. Jake Eaton is in seventh overall right now with 260 points. William Fletcher sitting eighth with 260 points, tied with Jake Eaton for that seventh spot. Matt Crockett is in ninth with 247, and rounding out the top 10 in points is George Jewell with 233. As they have went ahead and ended qualifying here, we are now waiting for the grid. These drivers already getting up there, ready to roll, waiting for that truck, that pace truck, to start rolling off, and we're going to be going green, I would think, the next time they come around.
First couple laps of this race definitely will be interesting because obviously getting into turn one on the first time, the car's going to be a little looser. The tires aren't going to be up to temperature, so they're not going to have as much pressure in them. So definitely his first few laps are going to be pretty crucial for positioning here.
Absolutely, yeah. As well, let's take a look at the official starting lineup tonight, presented by Sim Racer Hub. On the pole, you have Justin Michael in that 87 machine. In second, you got Dakota Camper in the 3. In third, we have TJ Roberts in the 11. Fourth, in the 6 truck, is Dustin Matson. And rounding out your top 5 is going to be Matt Crockett in that 5 machine.
And starting 6th position, you have the 15 car of James McCanney. Starting 7th, you have Christopher Howell driving the 18 truck. Justin Cogswell starts off 8th in the number 27 truck. Number 7 truck, your 07 truck, you have George Jewell starting 9th. 10th is John McIntyre. Starting 11th is going to be Kevin Franks, and rounding out your top 12 is Mike Renz.
And that's your official starting lineup here in the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series, presented by Sim Racer Hub. As we are getting ready to go green here, pace truck is pulled off. Waiting for the green flag to drop here. Green flag is out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Southern Excitement Racing League, presented by Sim Racer Hub. They start getting up to full song here, diving off into turn 1.
See the leaders get nose to tail there as fast as they can get to that bottom. everybody's pretty much in line at this point, except for 2 trucks back there in about the 5th, 6th position.
Right now, Justin Michael holding off Dakota Camper in that 3 machine for the lead. As Justin Michael's going to lead the first lap around here.
Looks like TJ Roberts is electing to run the top here to maybe put a little heat in it, but he's still holding pace. So
we have a little bit of a hornet's nest back here. 2 wide right here with James McCanney, Christopher Howell. Looks like John J. McIntyre and Mike Rentz running 2x2 battle. Oh, it's the 15 gets a little sideways. Oh, he's going through the grass.
It's going for a ride.
Saves it. That's going to be the 15 of James McCanney.
Collects it back up. That was definitely great driving on his part. Taking
we have a
field like that.
As we have a battle for the lead right now. Dakota Camper to the inside of Justin Michael. And the 11 of TJ Roberts up high with Justin Michael. We're going to see which line really pays off early with fresh tires.
Really, the first 6 trucks, you can throw a blanket over them right now. Looks like both lines are holding the same amount of speed going through 1 and 2 there.
Absolutely, yes. The top 3 right now are single file. Trying to sort it out a little bit there. The 11 of TJ Roberts still holding that high line. Maybe trying to save a little tire there.
I was actually just getting ready to say that. I was going to say, sitting up there, you're not going to use as much tire because it's not going to have to turn in as much. Therefore, you're not going to have as much tire scrub off. So, early strategy showing here.
But it's also showing quite a bit of speed, especially down the straightaways.
There was one area in I really don't run this track a ton, so when I was out here practicing, I didn't really realize I could run up there. So next time I do that test, I will definitely put the truck up there and see what kind of laps I run. That's pretty interesting. Man, I got a battle for the lead here again. Got Dakota on the inside taking the lead.
He's Michael. Yeah, as he clears Justin Michael. TJ Roberts now going to dip down to the low side to the inside of Justin Michael.
This will be the first time we've seen him on the inside line. Takes the 2nd spot. Really good racing right now.
And here comes TJ Roberts with a huge run out of turn 4. Going to go back up to that high lane. Let's ride along with TJ Roberts and see what it looks like from his point of view. We ride along on the roll bar inside the machine of TJ Roberts in that 11 truck.
Oh, you see Dakota there clip the inside of the infield there. Lucky he saved that.
Yeah, there's a real fine line of being able to get on that grass with the left side tires and the D-oval there without it actually grabbing a hold of the truck and taking you for a ride. Sometimes you can hit it perfectly for 20 laps straight, and then that 21st lap you can hit it and it'll just yank that truck hard left.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works. He looks like TJ's just barely getting out of the throttle and jumps back into it. And he's holding it wide open around the outside there. He looks like he's going to get a pretty good run on Dakota right now.
Huge run. Gets right to the bumper, looks like.
And also, too, he's not really moving the wheel around. So that's the other thing. You want to keep the wheel steady as possible so you're not scrubbing off speed as you're going through the corners. Looks like you had to get out of the throttle a little bit more than you wanted to there.
For those of you tuning in tonight, we greatly appreciate you Tuning in to Full Send Broadcast Network here, showing you the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub for all your league race needs, all the statistics, points, and everything else that comes along with running a league. Go to www.simracerhub.com and they'll get you fixed up. Right now, we've just completed lap 10, working on lap 11 here. And we have been working here on the network, trying to get some of our settings figured out to bring you a more crisp, clean viewing experience here. And we hope it's showing and paying off for everyone watching.
So when I ran my test here earlier, I got on about a lap 12, and I did notice a significant tire difference here. So these trucks might start loosening up. You saw the number 3 truck there of Dakota Camper just kind of push up in front of TJ Roberts.
We see Justin Michael going back for the second spot here on the inside of TJ Roberts and showing loads of speed right now, running down your leaders. It gets a little tight there off of turn 2.
Tuck's back in line behind him there.
Fantastic battle for the lead, though, with 3 trucks right here within striking distance. A little bit of a side draft right there from Justin Michael on TJ Roberts. Oh,
ooh, big move there. As Roberts jumps to the inside to take the lead from Dakota Camper. Pushes Camper to the outside line.
Going to allow Justin Michael to follow through also.
Michael's looking inside. New leader at the stripe. We got TJ Roberts.
And here comes Justin Michael back to the inside of the 11 truck. Let's see what's going to prevail here.
Michael gets him.
Yeah, he's going to slip right up in front of the 11 truck. Trying to figure out who really has the advantage here. I would have to think TJ Roberts has the better tires at the moment. But man, that 87 machine right there of Justin Michael is just blistering fast right now. Let's take a look at...
Go ahead, sorry.
Let's take a look at the last time by lap times. Justin Michael ran a 32.628. TJ Roberts ran a 33 flat almost. Dakota Camper with a 32.946. Yeah, Justin Michael setting a blistering lap time right now.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say earlier, he caught these guys pretty quick, and now he's slightly pulling away from them here. So let's see if we continue to advance.
And he is steadily checking out right now. He's up to over half a second.
Got Dakota Camper over the back of TJ Roberts, too. Looks like he's kind of antsy back there.
Justin Michael has it stretched out to 0.8 of a second lead. Go back here and check on another battle forming up here between the 6 of Dustin Matson and the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell. Battling out right there for the 7th spot. Matson to the inside, Cogswell to the outside. Coming up on John J. McIntyre also. McIntyre's up 4 spots from the beginning of this race.
Yeah, he seems to be having a pretty good run. I think in qualifying he had those troubles there, so he's trying to dig himself out of a hole right now. So he's a pretty good run, going about 4 positions from the start of the race.
As it looks like there might have been an issue here Don't know if the 11 of TJ Roberts got in the wall or not, but Justin Michael stretched it out almost 2 full tenths really quickly. I don't see any damage on that 11 truck. The 3 of Dakota Camper has really faded back now to over 2 seconds behind the leader. That tire wear really showing its head right now.
I'm not really seeing where TJ got into the wall at all, but definitely seems to be kind of fading away from Justin Michael for sure.
Let's take you through a rundown of the field as they run. Presented by Sim Racer Hub. Your leader right now, Justin Michael, stretching it out really nicely right now. Looking fast at the moment in that 87 machine. In second, we have TJ Roberts in that 11 truck. Led a few laps up there. He's currently riding around in the second spot, still holding that high lane. Dakota Camper in the 3, sitting in third. He's been mainly running that lower line. Just trying to figure out, I guess, where the best spot to run is with the least amount of tire wear. Looked fast up there, led some laps himself. In fourth, we have the 18 of Christopher Howell. I haven't talked much about him all night yet, but solidly running up there in the top 5. And in fifth, we got Matt Crockett, who's had a difficult season in the 5th spot, or in that 5 machine. He's looking to try to recover here towards the towards the chase now, as Dustin Matson starts to go around him there. Dustin Matson, take it away there, Kevin.
Yeah, so Dustin Matson sitting in 6th, actually battling for 5th right now with Matt Crockett. Sitting in 7th, you have Kevin Franks. 8th is John McIntyre. 9th is George Jewell. 10th is Jonathan Cogswell. 11th is John McCanney. And running out your top 12 is Mike Rentz. And Rentz is about a half second down from the leader right now, so I would say probably next 25 laps we stay green, which actually takes us to the stage break. He may start seeing some lap traffic, so it's still ways away, but kind of know that's kind of trending that way.
Yeah, and we're looking at the 91 here of Mike Rentz. Has quite a bit of damage to the right side of that truck. Like he got in the wall pretty hard.
Yeah, he pancaked the right front of that truck right there.
So does the 15 of James McCanney. He has a load of right side damage on that machine also.
Yeah, when you get that damage, that was one thing. I did tag the wall a couple times. I did notice I lost about, I was coming actually off of the quad oval on the front stretch, and I tagged that outside wall and pancaked that like that, and it did take about a half second off of my my lap time, so it is pretty significant. So these guys are just trying to limp through to that stage break and hopefully get a little bit of the damage repaired there.
So we check back in with your leader, Justin Michael, who's up to almost 2-second lead right now. Really just checking out from the rest of the field.
Looks like Dakota Camper is actually tracking TJ Roberts back down, and then you have Christopher Howell following suit.
Yeah, TJ Roberts has really been holding that high line religiously up there. And we're not really seeing if it's paying off for it. I mean, maybe towards the end of a really long run possibly, but right now it's not yielding any success for him at the moment.
So actually this is lap 28 here of 100, and this is right about where I got my stent on my test earlier. And again, my front right was about 38%. I might have been running a little bit harder because I wasn't at the top like that, but you're going to start seeing tire wear really starting to come into play here. These lap times are falling off pretty significant.
Yeah, let's check in with the lap time history of Roberts versus Camper there for second and third. Dakota Camper was faster the last 4 previous laps. This last time by, Roberts was actually almost 2/10 faster. It'd be kind of interesting. Let's go check in with Justin Michael compared to TJ Roberts. Kind of been equaling it out almost a little bit there. Lap 26 and lap 27, he was 1/10 and 2/10 faster those 2 laps. And that last time by, he was 1/10 and a half faster than Roberts. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the tire wear comes into play. Is he's still stretching out a little bit of a lead.
Actually, hearing of a race control too, we're going to have some people coming to pit road right here very soon. I believe TJ Roberts was one of the ones that said he's coming to pit road.
Yeah, as we see the 11 peeling off.
Ooh, he comes that cone. That might be a penalty here.
Yeah, that will be a penalty. As we have several trucks coming down pit road. The 11 of TJ Roberts, the 5 of Crockett, 07 of George Jewell, the 2 of McIntyre, the 15 of McCanney coming down, and the 91 of Rentz.
Too, yeah. Oh, Justin Michael's going to stay on the track here and try and get a few more laps. Let's see if he comes in.
He comes in this time by.
I think he saw the people come behind him. He knew he had to come. He wanted to keep his advantage there.
Looks like he gets it woed down. TJ Roberts definitely got a penalty. He is stuck in his pit box right now.
Dakota Camper's still out there. He's in the first place. Let's see if he comes to pit road this time. If he's going to try and get a couple laps led here. He led that last one by, so I don't know if he'll really going to be much advantage for him to stay out. We'll see what he does.
And it looks like the 3 machine's going to stay out this time around.
Dustin Matson loses it getting on the pit road. He's actually sideways.
Yeah, he looped it all the way around.
Kevin Frank had to go around getting on pit road as well.
Let's go take a look and see what that looked like for Dustin Matson. We see him coming to pit road there. A little bit too much rear brake bias, and it just comes around on him and makes contact with that inside pit wall.
We have your leader, Dakota Camper, coming to pit road right now as well. He's going to relinquish the lead to Kevin Franks, sorry. And actually, Kevin Franks is just coming off pit road, so.
That looks like our battle for the lead right now is going to be with that 87 machine there of Justin Michael. As we see him coming out of turn 4. You see the 3 machine still in his pit box there. He's now coming out of his box. That's going to open up a huge lead for the 87 machine. He's going to be a little over 7 seconds ahead of Christopher Howell in the 18 machine. Now let's take a look at the pit times. The total pit lane time from the time they hit the commitment cone. This includes the time in their pit box and all the way to the pit exit line. That's going to be 44.6 seconds for Justin Michael. 45.5 for Christopher Howell. And that looks like pretty much fair all the way through the field, all the way down to TJ Roberts in 12th, who was running second when he came down pit road. Had a 1:59 stop due to that pit road penalty for missing the commitment cone. And that's a tough break for that 11 camp right there, as that will put him 2 laps down in tonight's race. You know, he's going to be hoping for a couple of cautions there. Try to get back in this thing and make a run for it.
Yeah, that's the thing with these 1.5 mile tracks is it's going to be a lot of green flag lap runs. So you really have to minimize those mistakes, especially getting on and off pit road. It is so easy to lock those up. I did have to come on the pit road after my small incident earlier, and I locked them up too, just like he did there. So it's very easy to do. So the biggest thing is try to reduce those mistakes, and hopefully you're there at the end.
We're
Actually,
watching.
looks like,
Oh, sorry. Go
also
ahead.
looks like it also looks like Justin Michael just turned the fastest lap of the race for a 31.26. So he's definitely out there putting some laps down now.
As he just put Mike Rentz in the 91 machine 1 lap down.
Rentz might have clipped that wall again, getting coming out of that quad oval there. So I don't know if he's got damage back to that right side or not.
Yeah, it looks like the right front of that machine does have some damage. So does the right rear. Yeah, it looks like he's got a little bit of damage there, and that's unfortunate for that 91 crew.
I know he came in and actually used his fast repair there. What are their fast repair allotments tonight? Do we know?
It's 1.
1. So yeah, he used that up. So that's definitely unfortunate to see for him to clip that outside wall again and put the damage back on that truck. Looks like Justin Michaels is up about a 7.5-second lead here over your second place runner right now, Christopher Howell in the 18 truck. About 8 seconds back in third place, you have Michael Crockett. 11 seconds back and fourth is Jonathan Cogswell, and then fifth, about 12.3 seconds back, is George Jewell.
Yeah, the field really kind of spread out right now. As we do see right now that 11 machine of TJ Roberts in the middle of the field right now. He's running some pretty decent lap times from what it looks like. Let's take a look at the last time by as they come across the line. That last time by, TJ Roberts was faster than the leader. Matter of fact, it looks like Dakota Camper in that 3 machine, currently running in 6th right behind the 11 truck, was the fastest truck on the track that last time by with a 31.724.
Yeah, he's actually down on the inside trying to get by the 11 of TJ Roberts right now, but Roberts still sticking to that high side. And they're running pretty strong up there, so he can't really get by him. Front of that 2-car battle, you have the 07 of George Jewell sitting back at 5th, so he's trying to relinquish that spot and hold on to that 5th position as well.
As we're approaching the stage end here at lap 45, these guys
Dakota Camper actually just made a big move and used the lap traffic, I think, to help him out past Jewell there for the 5th spot.
That's going to be 1 extra point right here at the stage end. As we're working on lap number 44 right now. Two laps to go in this stage tonight. Now remember, the caution will not come out at the stage end. They will stay green. And right now, Justin Michael set to win yet another stage here tonight. Comes down the back stretch here on the last lap here of the stage. Working his way through turns 3 and 4. Justin Michael's going to win your stage tonight. In second, it's going to be Christopher Howell picking up 9 points. Matt Crockett going to pick up 8 points there. Cogswell's going to pick up 7. Camper's going to pick up 6. The 07 of Jewel going to pick up 5. Kevin Franks going to pick up 4 points. John J. McIntyre going to get 3. Dustin Matson's going to get 2 points. And James McCanney, rounding out your top 10 in that stage, going to get 1 extra point.
And then coming to 11th, 1 lap down on that stage is Mike Rentz, and then 2 laps down TJ Roberts. So unfortunately, I don't believe Roberts is not going to get a lap back here. Do they, in this series, I'm sorry, because I'm new to this series, my first time broadcasting, do they run the lucky dog in this series?
Oh, as we see Justin Michael coming down pit road, sorry. What was that question?
Do they run the lucky dog in this series?
They do. Whenever a caution comes out, they do give a lucky dog, yes.
Nice, okay. So it looks like Mike Rentz is going to be the benefactor of that. Actually, Mike Rentz just got his lap back, so it looks like TJ Roberts will get that one of his laps back if they do go to caution.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is a scheduled stop for the 87. Because they had just pitted on lap 30 to 33, and he only ran, I believe, 17 laps.
I'm not really sure what happened on that one for him there. Don't know if he thought that the caution came out for the competition caution there for the stage break, or what was going on, but we still have a couple laps to go on that. So
maybe he's playing a little bit of a fuel strategy, knowing that they would have to stop one more time to make it to the end.
And you know what he's actually doing. He didn't go a lap down, which is good. So he actually got his pit in now. So when we come to this stage break, everybody else is going to pit, and he's going to relinquish the lead and go back to the lead. So if it cycles out that way, so
well, they don't throw a yellow for the stage end, as we've already passed that.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to figure out if he's playing a fuel strategy here, because he did not take tires, I believe. Let's take a look at his pit box time. He just took fuel only with 7.4 seconds. Possibly to stretch the tires out a little bit longer and make it a one-stop race from here, whereas everyone else is going to still have to make 2 stops possibly.
And actually, that might work out for him. Now that I didn't realize they didn't have the. I apologize again. I'm new to the series. I didn't realize they didn't throw the caution at the stage break, but no, definitely that will put him in a good field position. So definitely strategy move.
And that's going to put Christopher Howell as your leader in that 18 machine. As right now we have a battle for the second spot between Dakota Camper and Matt Crockett. Matt Crockett really looking good out there tonight in that 5 truck. Hasn't had the best of luck all season. Looking to possibly turn that around here with a possible podium finish.
Looks like he is catching Dakota there as well, so he's going to try to go to the outside of him here. Maybe try the high line.
For those of you tuning in tonight, we greatly appreciate you watching us here on Full Send Broadcast Network with the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. For all your league statistical needs for points, stats, and everything else that goes along with that, go to www.simracerhub.com and they'll get you set up there to keep track of your league stats. We're just over. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that definitely makes running a league so much easier. Having a company like that step in and kind of do all the math and everything for you, it's so nice.
Yeah, as we're just over halfway here, the 18 of Christopher Howell is your leader. As we are working on lap 55 out of a scheduled 100. What do you say we crank it up for a moment?
Yeah, let's hear these trucks.
And we're back. And that was a little bit of a crank it up, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. Right now, Christopher Howell is still your leader in that 18 machine. Out to a little over a 3-second lead. But right now, that 3 machine that we're looking at, Dakota Camper, he is running down your leader, Christopher Howell. And as I say, they lost a little bit of time right there out of out of turn 4. Let's take a look at the lap time history between Howell and Camper and see how they stack up. Camper has been quite a bit faster. A couple laps ago, he was almost a little over a quarter of a second faster. As we see the 18 coming down pit road.
Yeah, I think you're going to hear Crockett come down the pit road as well. I think I heard him say something about that as well.
Oh, we got lots of trucks coming down pit road.
Yeah, we're getting back in that window of pit stops here, so we'll see how this kind of shakes out, how this works out for Justin Michael as well.
As we see Justin Michael right there, that's going to cycle him back out to, like that's going to put him up to 4th right now. That's going to cycle Dakota Camper to the lead.
Kind of curious to see if Dakota's going to try and stretch this a little bit more, or how he's going to play this strategy as well. Looks like you just kind of pointed out a few seconds ago, he's running some fast laps right now, so the truck's definitely there. Looks like Cogswell's coming to pit road.
Yeah, the 3 of Dakota.
Oh, no, what Cogswell's? I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. The 3 of Dakota Camper will have to go on board, but it actually sounds like he may be clutching it going into the corner to possibly save fuel. Let's see here. Yeah, he's actually clutching it, entering the corner, stretching that fuel load out.
Actually, Cogswell's coming to pit road right now.
It's an interesting strategy here out of the 3 machine, because we are definitely watching a fuel mileage race play out here.
Got Kevin Franks on the pit road right now taking his stop.
Because these guys can run about, it looks to be about 28 to 30 laps is what they're able to run. So yeah, Camper may be trying to stretch it out here to make it to lap 70, 71.
Looks like he's going to try and do one stop here in the second stint. It's pretty crazy to actually watch Howell actually go by Camper, the amount of speed and closure he had on him with those new fresh tires.
And Camper's definitely in fuel saving mode. As you hear the truck get really quiet right there as he entered the corner.
It's almost like he's turning it off.
Let's see if we can see what the tachometer does. We know he's clutching. Oh, as he's coming to pit road now.
That'll bring Justin Michael back to the lead. He's in 3 and 4 currently.
So let's pull up the stint lengths of these drivers. Camper ran 2 stretches of 33 laps each before he pitted. Most everyone else ran about 30 laps each. So if he runs another 33 laps from now, that will put him right at the finish.
Yeah, 1 lap shy, which he should definitely be able to stretch that out 1 more lap. So,
as we see Justin Michael coming down pit road now.
Oh wow, that's kind of actually a little bit of a shock that he's coming to pit road. He's got a 7-second lead. Actually, we still have Camper in first.
We have Christopher Howell in first.
Updated for me. I'm sorry. My timing of loop was messed up.
Christopher Howell out in front of Matt Crockett by a little over 5.5 seconds. It's going to be interesting now because we see Justin Michael coming out of pit road now. He just spent, let's see here. Justin Michael got 4 tires and fuel that time around. Spent 14.5 seconds in his box. As we've seen Dakota Camper spend 15.1 in his, so he ran that thing really close to out of fuel almost in that 3 machine.
Yeah, so that actually might be play a factor if he's got 1 extra lap left, because right now we're getting to lap 99 with his current strategy. If he's got to go that extra lap, is he going to run out of fuel? That's the big question.
Let's go check in with the 3 and see if he is still conserving fuel. He is not clutching it. He's using the fresh tires to his advantage right now, sounds like.
Hey, he's not full throttle on the backstretch though, so that he is in some sort of a fuel-saving mode.
We're looking at Matt Crockett right here, running in the 2nd position, 5.5 seconds behind the 18 of Christopher Howell.
Crockett's truck's pushing coming out of 2 there.
Dustin Madsen, we haven't talked much about that 6 machine tonight. He's sitting there running 3rd. He's been another dominant truck here this season.
Yeah, he's definitely been quietly just creeping up to the top 3 there. Really kind of didn't come under my radar at all until you mentioned him.
And especially after having that pit road incident where he looped it around on pit road.
Yeah, definitely good recovery.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a great recovery. TJ Roberts looks like he is out of the race right now. He is showing 5 laps down. You see Christopher Howell coming up on the lap truck, the 15 of James McCanney. Looks like Howell has decided to start running the high line there, possibly to conserve some tires to try to maybe stretch it towards the end of this thing.
We got a battle for second position here. We got Matson actually tracking down Crockett right now. About 26 to go here. This is going to be a good battle to the end.
Crockett elects to run that middle line through 3 and 4. Matson to the low side.
Matson's all over him now. He's putting the pressure on him. He's going to try and make him mess up.
That time Crockett to the low side, Matson to the high. This time it's vice versa. Crockett to the high, Matson to the low.
Matson's alongside of him. Is he going to get him off the corner here?
Oh, as Christopher Howell is on pit road, he gives up the lead. So now we're looking at the battle for the lead here between Crockett and Matson.
Looks like Crockett and Matson both last pitted on lap 60, so they may, or they're going to have to come in one more time, I would think.
Especially with the way they're running right now, it's definitely going to be tight for them on fuel. I don't know that either of them can make it.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I think you're correct on saying that. I think they're both going to have, so this might be all for naught here.
Because if we look at the last time these guys pitted, Christopher Howell just pitted on lap 75 along with Kevin Franks. Justin Michael last pitted on lap 67. Camper on 66. Everyone else pitted on lap 60.
Actually, you got Cogswell just, well, never mind, he pitted on lap 63, so it's not necessarily going to benefit him a ton.
As we see Matson able to get around the 5 of Crockett for the lead there, as we see the 18 of Christopher Howell coming around to get his lap back with those fresh tires. Let's see if he actually took tires that time by looking at his pit time. Christopher Howell currently running in the 9th position, 9.7 seconds. That looks like that could be fuel only or possibly right sides and fuel.
Tell you, there's 2 drivers I'm looking at that's going to be there at the end of this race, in my personal opinion. That's Justin Michael and Dakota Camper. They both, Michael last pitted on lap 67 and Camper last pitted on 66. So I think if anybody can make it, it's those 2 trucks to the end here, but we shall see. You still see Matson and Crockett going at it here.
We see Cogswell and Jewell coming down pit road. There's Cogswell and there's George Jewell. Jewell has a little bit of damage on the right side of that truck, like he got in the wall a little bit.
I'm not sure if Jules uses fast repair or not, so now would be a great time if he hasn't. Looks like we got Dustin Matson coming to the pit road here as well. Just heard over the radio he's going to be pitting in.
It's going to put Matt Crockett as your leader in that 5 machine. Really looking good out there tonight after a season of some rough knocks and troubles for that 5 truck. A little bit of a shot in the arm here to have a little bit of momentum heading in towards the chase.
And actually, look at that. We got Dakota Camper and Justin Michael actually up to 2nd and 3rd right now. So, yeah, we believe that Crockett's going to have to pit at some point here. So that's going to put those two back out to the 1 and 2. Camper looks like he has about a 5-second advantage over Matson.
And as we're nearing the end of this race, don't forget, we'll be back live here again tomorrow night with the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series. They're going to be going from Charlotte Motor Speedway tomorrow night in the next gen cars. Definitely going to be an exciting race there, more like a pack racing style.
Yeah, Charlotte's always an exciting race to watch, no matter what cars are there. Looks like we got James McCanney on the pit road coming in for his service.
Yeah, rough night for that 15 crew. As you see the damage on the right side of that truck. Not having the performance they wanted out there tonight.
No, and unfortunately he goes a lap down there.
We see Dakota Camper right here running in 2nd. About 4.5 seconds behind your leader, Matt Crockett.
So you're going to see Crockett come down the pit road here next 5 or so laps.
Yeah, because he has not been saving any fuel, looks like.
He's on about a 25 lap stint right now since his last pit stop. I think we said we seen him stretched out to 33. Or no, that was Dakota Camper stretched out to 33. So Crockett might be able to do that.
Yeah, so right now Crockett's on lap 25 right now on this latest stint. Camper's on lap 19, Justin Michael's on lap 18, and Christopher Howell is on lap 9 of their stints. So for sure Christopher Howell is good to the end. What's really going to have me looking right now is going to be that 2nd place truck of Camper and the 3rd place truck of Justin Michael. Now Camper is only 4 seconds behind the leader right now, and he has, from what we're seeing here on the stint length for the pit stop strategy, he's on lap 20 right now, and he's run 2 stints of 33 laps each, so that equals out to 99 laps if he runs 33 laps on this. But the question is, will he have enough fuel saved up and in that tank to be able to make it that 1 extra lap to get back to the checkered flag? If he does, he has this in the bag, I believe, because the 5 of Crockett has not been looking like he's been saving fuel.
Dakota Camper is definitely in fuel save mode right now. I'm riding along with him on my screen here, and he's out of the throttle over half. He's definitely out of the throttle over halfway through the corner. So he's definitely fuel save mode. And coming down the straightaway, he's not even full throttle either. Justin Michael looks like he's doing the same strategy as well, doing his fuel save mode.
We see the leader coming down pit road, Matt Crockett.
Yeah, it looks like he only stretched that one to about a 29 lap run there. Puts Dakota Camper back in the lead with Justin Michael should overtake and take second place as well.
As we have 10 laps to go here tonight, presented by Sim Racer Hub. Dakota Camper has cycled through to your lead right now. Definitely in major fuel saving mode, has almost a 15-second lead over the 87 of Justin Michael. Take a look at the lap time comparisons between Camper and Michael. Major differences there, over half a second each time by, faster for Justin Michael over Dakota Camper. Let's see what it is this time by.
It actually goes to show me that big of a lap time difference that Justin Michael has a little more concern about fuel than I think what Dakota Camper's thinking about.
Yeah, as that time by, Michael was almost a full second faster than Camper, but Camper the 4 previous laps was over half a second faster each time by. So it's definitely going to be a battle of the fuel savers. We have the battle box put up down there in the bottom right corner for you to see the difference in the gap as they run. Both these drivers really saving fuel right now.
Actually watching Dustin Matson back there as well in 4th place. He's 14 seconds back. See if he's doing the fuel save mode.
Actually looks like Matson, from looking at the scoring pylon, is not saving fuel. And if he is, he's only saving it a little bit compared to the others, as we have 6 laps to go here tonight.
As I ride along with him here, he definitely is not saving. He's trying to push it and get the next position there. So he's only 2 seconds behind, actually, Justin Michael right now, so he might even be able to take second.
Yes, we see Matson last pitted on lap 80, so he has the fuel to push as hard as he can.
And the tires.
So right now, Justin Michael is right at the 10th second mark behind your leader, Dakota Camper. Dustin Matson not too far behind Justin Michael. You see the gap there.
Oh, he's closing on him big time.
Dustin Matson trying to position himself if the leader runs out of fuel. We're coming to 3 laps to go here in the scheduled 100 here in the Southern Excitement Racing League, presented by Sim Racer Hub.
That last lap by, it looks like Justin Michael actually saw Matson coming, so he picked it up here.
Really going to be interesting here to see how this plays out. Camper has 2.5 laps to go here and has a little over a 7-second lead over Justin Michael. Quickly disappearing though.
And I can tell you, I'm right along with Justin Michael right now. He is not in fuel saving mode anymore. He's in full send.
2 laps to go for Dakota Camper.
Camper coming up on a little bit of lap traffic. I hope that doesn't play a factor into him here. Looks like it should be fine.
Still clutching it in the middle of the corner. Camper comes out of turn 4 looking for the white flag presented by Sim Racer Hub. One more lap to go here for the 3 machine. Does he have enough fuel to get it done? Has a 5.5 second lead over Justin Michael in second.
Letting the lap car of Kevin Franks go by, get a lap back.
Dakota Camper through turns 3 and 4 one more time. Comes out of 4, sees the checkered flag, has enough fuel to get it there. Dakota Camper is your winner in that 3 machine after saving loads of fuel to make it to the end, and pays off. Dustin Madsen actually gets by Justin Michael. Justin Michael must have ran it out of fuel. He comes across the line in 5th.
And Justin Michael did run out of fuel. Looks like he ran out of fuel going into 3 and 4, going into 3.
Your top 3. Your top 3 are Dakota Camper, Dustin Madsen in 2nd, and Christopher Howell in 3rd. That's your top 3 podium finishers here tonight. And it looks like the 6 of Madsen is going to push the 3 of Camper back to the line here. Let's see if Camper has any fuel to do a burnout.
I do not believe so. He's just going to pull to the start-finish line and do a little bit of out-of-the-car celebration.
Oh, he does have some.
He does have a little bit left. Hold everybody.
How about that? Enough fuel to even do a little celebration there. Oh, and I can hear it sputtering.
Yeah, I mean, he just lost it right there. Definitely a great fuel mileage race by him. That was a great call on his strategy today. He's the one that did the different stints of 33 laps.
Absolutely, yeah, stretching it out. Let's pull up your official finishing order here tonight, presented by Sim Racer Hub. Your winner, Dakota Camper, able to save enough fuel to bring that 3 machine home in victory lane. In second, we have Dustin Madsen, able to have a late race pit stop and bring it home second. Third, we have Christopher Howell in that 18 machine. Fourth, Jonathan Cogswell in that 27 truck. And rounding out your top 5 is the 87 machine of Justin Michael by trying to save fuel, but had to go a little early due to Madsen catching him and ended up sputtering on the last lap and bringing it across the line 5th.
Rolling across the line at 6 is Matt Crockett. 7th, we have the 07 car of George Jewell. 8th is going to be number 2 car of John McIntyre. 9th place is number 98 of Kevin Franks. 10th is Mike Rentz. Number 11th, 2 laps, or starting in 11th, 2 laps down was John McCanney. And then 33 laps down in the 12th position was TJ Roberts. He had a tough day.
Yeah, after having that pit road penalty there in the first green flag stop, that's a tough break for that 11 machine. He looked fast leading up to that, and we hate it for the 11 count, but sometimes that's how racing goes. And that's your official finishing order here, presented by Sim Racer Hub. What do you say we get some interviews going here? Let's bring in your 3rd place finisher, Christopher Howell. Getting found here. Hey there, Christopher Howell. You got a copy?
Yeah, you got me.
Hey, man. Congrats on the 3rd place finish there tonight. Walk us through how that race went for you with the turning out to be a fuel strategy race.
Man, I tell you what, it was a bunch of strategy going on there. It was a good finish. I had a good stage, good finish. that last pit stop, man, I was debating on taking 2 or taking 4, and I think if I would have took 4 tires, think I would have been up there for at least contending for first. And of course, the getting in the wall there at the end cost me like 5 seconds. So
Yeah, that you definitely led some laps up there tonight. Were you expecting it to turn out into a fuel mileage race, or were you kind of expecting it to be more of a tire strategy race?
I kind of figured it was going to be fuel because last year we ran here and it was a fuel mileage race. But we had, I think, 2 cautions last year, but it worked out to be fuel mileage, and same for this race. So I kind of expected that.
Yeah, well, Kevin, you have any questions for Christopher here?
Yeah, Christopher. Obviously, it was a fuel strategy race, but you said tires played a little bit of a wear. And what was your preferred line? I mean, to get you around the track the fastest, and obviously maintain those tires, and obviously still try and get good fuel strategy.
So what I do is I run the bottom line as long as I can until the truck just can't handle it. Like you can't stay in the throttle and hug the bottom, and then I just gradually move up to the top, and then just keep the momentum up.
Well, it was definitely a good race for you guys. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I just want to thank the admins for SERL, and thank the league, and the sponsor Sim Racer Hub, and you guys for broadcasting, and my teammates Throttle Up.
And looking forward to next week. Looks like we're going to be going to Homestead, I believe. Let me double check that. Yeah, we're going to be going to Homestead. What do you feel about your chances going out there to Miami?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really like Homestead. I struggle there no matter what. I can't figure it out.
Well, all right, man. Well, we appreciate you stopping by here tonight. And once again, congrats on the 3rd place finish. As we're winding down the regular season, getting closer to the chase, maybe we'll get to talk to you again after we leave Homestead.
Maybe.
All right. Well, you have a good night.
Guys, have a good one.
Yeah, we appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, no problem.
And that was Christopher Howell, your 3rd place finisher in that 18 truck. Bringing it home 3rd after having a late race pit stop and not having to worry about saving fuel. Now let's get your 2nd place finisher in here. That's going to be the 6 of Dustin Matson. Hey there, Dustin Matson. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, congrats on bringing it home in 2nd. Walk us through how that race went for you, saving a little bit of fuel and had enough there for the end and able to run down Justin Michael and get by him for that 2nd spot.
Yeah, I guess I got a little bit of a habit of having adventurous races here. You know, I got turned early there on lap 8 by the 27, and kind of had to start grinding from there, trying to make up as many spots as I could. And I basically just committed to just running as fast as laps as I could. I wasn't really saving too much, and I just tried to time out when I came into the pits there to, just to take advantage of the tires, and lost a ton of time again, basically wrecking coming into the pits on that first cycle. So it was, it was very much a on-brand race for me. It seems like I always do something to screw myself up there somehow, but I was really surprised to get all the way back up there to the podium for sure.
Yeah, so you mentioned it a little bit. Let's talk about that incident there on pit road where you got spun around. Did you have to use your fast repair right there, or what just happened to cause that incident?
I think I just messed up my braking, and I think I felt like I was coming in hot, so I stabbed the brakes there a little bit, and I didn't really even set the bias super low on the rear brake, so I'm not really quite sure why. It just kind of started, the back end just kind of started coming around on me, and I just bended on the inside wall there. So I kind of already had the fast repair checked anyway, just because I didn't know if I had any sort of slight damage from that incident there at the 27. So I just got it straight and tried to get it back into the box and kept on rolling.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Kevin ask you a couple questions now.
Yeah, Dakota, I was actually just kind of watching the review at the end of the race there, and I saw the good sportsmanship by helping the Dakota, or sorry, Dustin helped. I saw you help push Dakota to the back to the start finish line there to do a celebration. Did you think you had anything for him tonight, or just kind of stay in line and just hope for more fuel strategy?
Nah, honestly, I needed them to run out. Both he and the 87 were really tight on fuel, but honestly, Dakota was so far out ahead, he could really probably feather it a lot and probably turn it off going into the corners and still stay ahead and have enough there at the end. So he was able to save enough, and fortunately, I was able to pass the 87 there just because of him running out of fuel. So again, kind of surprised I got all the way back up there with what happened to me, twice earlier in the race. So.
Well, looking at the points here, you and I believe it was Justin Michael having a nice little tight battle there for the points lead. As we're heading into Homestead next week, how do you feel about your chances over there to walk away with the regular season championship?
We'll see how it goes. We're going to see how that gap shakes out after this race because I didn't really have a good stage. I maybe got like 1 or 2 points there, and I didn't lead any laps, so not really a ton of bonus points for me tonight. So I really needed to get around the 87 there just to get a little bit better point position at the end. So hopefully that'll help. But yeah, it's probably going to be a race for that regular season championship for sure.
Yeah, well, do you have any shout outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there?
No, I just thank you guys for broadcasting, and thank the league for putting this on. And I hear somebody who does these broadcasts has some good news on the way, so congratulations to you on that.
Much appreciated. Thank you. And once again, man, congrats on bringing it home second. And we appreciate you stopping by here tonight, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you when we leave Homestead.
All righty, I'll see y'all next week.
All right, thank you. And that was Dustin Matson, your second place finisher here tonight in the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series presented by Sim Racer Hub. Now, I think we've spent enough time talking to everyone else. What do you say we get our race winner up in here?
Mr. I'm definitely looking forward to hear what he has to say to us about his strategy.
Yeah, let's get Mr. Dakota Camper up in here. Hey there, Dakota Camper. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, walk us through how that went for you trying to save fuel and ended up ultimately having enough to make it all the way back around. Tell us a little bit about that, how that race went for you, man.
Yeah, I got it early, knew that to make it on 2 stops, it was going to be extremely difficult on the saving. So kind of early on, I'd kind of given up on that and just was going to try and outrun Justin. Got around him and led a few laps. Burned up my tires really quick, like about lap 10. Then when they got back around me, I was like, well, I'm just going to try and save. So pretty much from lap 13 until lap 100, I was pushing the clutch in the corners, trying to save a little bit here and there. And ended up making it. I almost ran out of fuel, very close to run out of fuel on the first stop, trying to make it an extra lap. When I come around to the line, it said I had like 0.7 of a lap, so I was really having to save just to make it back to the pit stop on that first try.
Yeah, we tuned into you while you were leading, I believe it was, that first time you were leading, and I noticed on the broadcast that it was really quiet when you were entering the corners, and that's when me and Kevin started talking about it, saying we wonder if he's starting to save fuel already, and we rode along on board, and sure enough, you were killing the truck. So
yeah.
It was pretty cool to hear that and see it.
Anywhere where I would have hit brakes, I was just hitting the clutch instead. So I didn't hit the brakes the whole race, even late in the runs when it felt like, hitting the brakes would normally help you turn if I wasn't trying to save. I was just hitting the clutch and letting it coast until the nose set and then hitting the gas. Except for those last few laps, I was really having to clutch for a long ways.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna turn it over to Kevin for a couple of questions.
Yeah, Dakota, we actually were noticing your green flag runs. The first 2 stints you did were 33 laps each, and obviously I brought you down to about a 34 lap at the very end there. Did you actually do any kind of prep for this race? Did you do a practice so you knew what your green flag runs were going to be, or how'd you prepare for this race?
No, didn't do any practice, but we've raced here similar distance in last season, and it came down to a fuel mileage race. So it was very similar between this season and last season, and just took what we've learned in the past and applied it here tonight.
Looking forward to next week. We're going to be heading to Homestead here in the Truck Series. How do you feel about your chances there as we're running the last race of the regular season, trying to battle out to get a few extra points heading into the chase?
Yeah, I like Homestead. I was very fast there at the end of last truck season. I felt like I had the fastest truck, but I was racing for the championship and kind of short pitted to make sure that I won the stage, because that's all I needed to do in the points format that we were running last season. So this season we're going to be going for the win, doing all we can. It'll be 100 laps, so it'll be a similar. If it goes green, it'll probably be another fuel saving race. Who knows? But I think I got a good shot. I'm very quick there in the truck, and I like that racetrack.
Yeah, and you're not that far behind in the points right now. I believe you're running third. I think it was third or fourth. I believe it is in the points before this race. Now you may jump up a little bit. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have the points in front of me at the moment. But how do you feel about possibly maybe getting up there trying to take the regular season championship?
I'm not sure if we'll pull close enough to get the regular season championship, but with the way the points format is, getting a win gets you like a playoff point to go through the playoffs that lasts all playoff long. So that's what I was really going for here tonight, was try and get that playoff point, and hopefully I can get another one tomorrow night and go for the trophy at the end of the season.
Yeah, do you have any shout outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there tonight?
Yeah, as always, want to give a big shout out to Unchained Motorcycle Ministry. They do phenomenal things around Bristol Motor Speedway area. Jeremy and Chassie run that organization. They do a phenomenal job. Don't have them on the truck tonight. Decided to go with the old Dale Jr. scheme, so I guess we'll give a thanks to AC Delco for getting us a win tonight. But a big shout out to you. Appreciate all your work on the broadcast, and just a big shout out to all these drivers for making it green flag to the end. My teammates, Dustin, Christopher, and Justin, for just pushing me to be better every week.
Much appreciated, man. And once again, we appreciate you stopping by the booth here, and congratulations on taking home the checkered flag here. I believe that's the second one of the season. Am I correct?
Now, I think that's my first one in the truck series. Got one in the next gen, so hopefully we can keep racking up some over here in the trucks.
All right. Well, man, once again, congrats on taking home the race win here as we're finishing out the regular season here. Maybe we'll get to talk to you next week after we leave Homestead.
Hopefully we'll make it a date.
For sure. You have a good night.
See you, buddy.
And that was Dakota Camper, your race winner here tonight, taking home the checkered flag and his first race win of the season here in the Truck Series in the Southern Excitement Racing League, presented by Sim Racer Hub. Once again, for all your Sim Racing League needs, go to www.simracerhub.com and they'll fix you up to where you can upload your race results, and it'll keep track of all the stats, points, and everything else you need for the league. Let's take a look at your official finishing order one more time here before we sign off for the night. Dakota Camper takes home the checkered flag with a fantastic fuel saving strategy. Dustin Matson able to make a last lap pass for the second spot in that 6 machine, bringing it home second. Third, Christopher Howell. Fourth, Jonathan Cogswell, and rounding out the top 5 is Justin Michael in the 87.
And number 6 position, come across line number 5 car of Matt Crockett. On your 7th position, the 07 of George Jewell. Coming in 8th, the number 2 car of John McIntyre. 9th is the 98 car of Kevin Franks. 10th is going to be the 91 car of Mike Rentz. Finishing 11th in the number 15 car is James McCanney. And then 33 laps down, finishing in 12th, we have TJ Roberts.
And that's your official finishing order here in the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series, presented by Sim Racer Hub. Tomorrow night, we'll be back live here again on Full Send Broadcast Network with the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series from Charlotte Motor Speedway. For Kevin Croft, I'm Jacob, signing off here. We'll see you tomorrow night.